Welcome back, horror fans. I am Tim, and this is Nick, and we are your hosts
No, I'm not.
of the Killer Media Podcast. Excuse him. Welcome back. We got a packed episode for you today. We're going to start out with some horror news. It's been a while since we've updated you all on the horror world of news.
And what's circulating in certain movies,
There's
especially
some-
Scream 7.
Yeah, there's some juicy stuff. After that, we're going to jump into our lists of most anticipated and least anticipated upcoming releases for the 2025 year. Horror movie specific. Yeah. And then we'll jump into our review of Companion.
Yeah.
So that'll be at the end.
Which, it's weird. Before, it is a horror movie. It does say it on Google, though.
They mismarketed it.
They change it. Yeah. Well, depends.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
I still think it's kind of horror.
It has horror elements, but it's not I wouldn't say horror. It's a thriller. It's a mystery thriller. I'll get into it. I got some notes on it.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yes.
we're gonna start off with the big hooray for the year.
Yeah.
Stu fucking Mocker, Matthew Lillard, confirmed to return.
His parents didn't. I guess they weren't mad.
They weren't that mad. They didn't kill him.
They weren't that mad.
They weren't that mad. So, what do you think on this? Yay? Nay?
A big yay.
Big yay?
It's Matthew Lillard.
I think it's a big yay too. He's the best character in the franchise by far, obviously.
Something that it's a parody of just general scary movies in general, which, even though Scary Movie's a literal spoof,
Mhm.
but Scream did it first.
Yes.
But he was the best. He was one of the best parts.
His
of Scream, like the
psychoticness.
comedy.
Yeah, the comedy. So, also, Scott Foley, who played Roman Bridger, sorry, is also returning. We don't know in what capacity they're returning in.
Yeah,
What do you think they're gonna do? Because I have my own.
It's kind of
ideas.
odd because he was shot in the
He was shot in the forehead, quite clearly.
I'm guessing maybe like flashbacks, but even then, what's really the point of bringing them all back?
That's a cop out, right?
Just for fan service, for the nostalgia,
right? Like, you don't sign on Matthew Lillard for a cheap cameo.
Yeah,
he's got to have some. The writer and the director, they know what he means to the franchise.
It's more plausible that he survived.
Right,
he got a TV smash on his face, but
what's his name, who's returning, the guy who got stabbed 30 million times, he's alive. If he's coming back, Matthew Lillard can come back.
And then I think, what's his name? He was in Thanksgiving. He played the villain. That guy who was Sydney's at the time.
My father?
No, I'll show you. I'll show you the guy.
Patrick Dempsey?
Yes. He's
in it?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it. But yeah, obviously Sidney Prescott is confirmed. Gale Weathers is confirmed. I forgot.
Oh, never mind. I'm wrong.
Excuse him. The two people from the Core Four, I forgot their names. The guy who got stabbed 20 times, and the one girl who is the new Ricky. That's his name.
Yeah,
Ricky.
The
one who knows
the
everything.
twins. I think they are twins.
Yeah. They're both in it. Matthew Lillard, Stu, and then Roman, who is Sydney's half brother. Now, I think they're going to evolve the voice modulator to use their voices. Because the first reveal was Roman Bridger was back. He's clearly dead, so you can't bring him back to life. Stu is next, so that makes me think they're not going to bring him back. Like, he's still dead, but they're going to use their voices to torment Sydney, which means probably all of the other killers will also return in some degree with just maybe their voices. That could be kind of cool, but still, I wouldn't like it. I want to see him in the movie.
If you're gonna bring in Matthew Lillard, you gotta go.
You
gotta bring him. You gotta fully bring him back.
He's got to plan the sequel. There's always a sequel. So that's our Scream 7 news. It's very exciting. We'll have to see.
I'll be back.
That announcement bumped up my anticipation for that movie. I had it way down here, and now I was
eyeballing some newses, but like it never really got me interested.
Yeah,
it was not until they know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, it is a very desperate move.
Yeah,
they're desperate. They need people in the seats. You don't spoil something like that this early.
Yeah, it's like a year.
Yeah, like
More than a
this
year
is
probably from release.
this is a surprise you would want people to see in the theater, but they know no one's gonna go see it, so they need to get people hyped up to see it. So it is a desperate move, but
Yeah.
he's back, and I'm still happy. Next we have some It news. Welcome to Derry.
You're the one who you love
Yeah.
Pennywise.
So it's a confirmed 3-season planned show with season 1 and 2 already greenlit. Third one is based on how well it does. So the Warner Brothers executives really enjoyed it from what they saw, which is fantastic news. Bill Skarsgård is back as Pennywise,
Nice.
and Andy Muschietti, I think, is directing / writing / producing. He's one of the three, but he
Okay.
might be directing it. Either way, he has his eyes on it, so he knows like what's going on.
Did Bill Hader have any like screenwriting in the at least the part 2?
He ad-libbed a lot, but I don't think he did any screen. He might have.
It'd be nice for Bill Hader to do. I like Bill Hader.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scene that always gets me in the part 2 is always when he's like, "Hey guys," and then he's like,
Yeah. He just completely just gets tranced. Ooh, my mic. And they are promised to be very brutal, very gory, and a lot of kills. So a lot more than the movies. He's gonna go on a rampage, which we haven't really seen. So it'll be
hide
good.
the kids, hide your wives,
Mainly the kids.
and the husbands.
Just the kids. So that is our It news. Very excited about that. That's a Max show. No longer HBO Max. Now we move into some Final Destination Bloodlines news. They just dropped the trailer, which does look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty gruesome.
The whole trailer is just one whole
one
whole
scene.
kill.
Yeah. Which,
Maybe they probably cut it a little bit.
they
in
probably
half.
have, yeah.
So like the full thing. Maybe it's not even in the movie. Maybe they're
Maybe.
just like, here's a tease.
Yeah, of
Something
what to expect. But yeah, funny enough, they've never done a tattoo kill scene. Pointy needles hurting you, like you'd think that's a gimme, but no. But now they've done it.
They did the salon scene.
They
With
did.
the cutting,
Mhm.
the hairs. A lot of they love to do their fake outs where like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, the scissors are going to be part of
Mhm.
what's going to happen, but no, it's just like,
Yeah.
which is nice. I've always liked those movies.
I've only really watched the first one. I've kind of grazed the other ones, but they get kind of dumb.
Well, they're like Fast and Furious.
Yeah, they get kind of dumb, but they're still fun to watch. The first one I think is the only good one.
Yeah.
Like really good. Then it gets kind of cheesy and campy.
Second is still better. First and second. Third, I'd say after the third is really where they get way more wackier.
Yeah, super wacky.
Like 3, I like the roller coaster. Like that one's fun, and then I mean the first one's just very grounded. It's more realistic.
Right. Although, was it 2 or 3 that everybody is now scared to drive behind a log truck?
2.
2? Yeah. That
Always-
was a memorable scene.
Especially, my
Yeah.
mom was always scared.
You always got to just move away. Now, nobody's going to want to get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Especially when he's being hanged up by the septum in his nose. Like, whoa,
I
that's
guess
got to hurt.
There's no more tattoos for me.
No.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, based on that, it looks promising. Again, the hopes are like mid because what more can they do? But it's curious. It's more of a curiosity at this point.
They're really good with their elaborate death scenes. Honestly.
Oh, they're all very unique.
So that's really what I'm mostly excited for. Not really the story.
Oh yeah, there's really no story. But the story in this one is kind of interesting. It's called Bloodlines.
Yeah, like what does that have to do with family and
I don't
origins?
I don't know if it's related to the other ones, but Death, because that's like the villain Death. Apparently, a bloodline of family escaped death in the past, and now they're back for revenge.
Oh.
So they're going after someone, but I don't know if it's related to the first one or like the survivors of each movie. Because there has to be some survivors in each movie, right?
Maybe the children of the surviving
I think
parents maybe.
I think it might be that like it's going after a specific bloodline that escaped death. So now they're going to punish them by killing their kids or something. Which it's pretty good. I can get behind that. It's a little bit out there, but
I think they're desperate though.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's good, it's good.
I'll still watch it.
Yeah. All right. So there's that. Then some small Terrifier 4 news.
Very small.
Very small. Other than the movie is confirmed. We now know that we will have Art the Clown's origin story confirmed. We'll know where he comes from, what he does, why he does.
I don't know. I don't know if I want an origin like too much.
I didn't think I wanted to, but I know if I don't get it, I'm gonna always say, well, where'd he come from? I'm gonna want to know.
Cotton Eye Joe.
As as long as they do it well, and it's not like something stupid, I think it would help. Because obviously everybody wants to know, but origin stories, if you don't get it, it kind of makes it creepier.
Yeah.
It's like, why is he the way he? We know he's a demon. Well, now he is.
Yeah.
So I mean, we kind of know, but yeah, who knows? But yeah, and then lastly, we were graced to see a little movie called Presence.
Yeah, we were told
a
by
few
our,
days ago.
we were told from our friends Whiskey Bible to go watch this.
Yeah, they saw it. They said it was great. They gave it like an 8.89 out of 10. So I was like, all right, sick. I knew nothing about this movie, didn't watch a single trailer. I saw the reviews had an 88%. I was like, great. It's a haunted house ghost movie. That's like, I read like the synopsis. Went in completely blind. This movie is ass. This movie sucks.
Did they get back to you when you asked like?
Yeah,
you were
they stayed by it. They were like, yeah, we really like it. I was like,
Okay.
why? Again, people can like what they want, but this it was nothing. This movie is boring.
a lot of people do like it.
A lot of people do, but the majority doesn't. The audience score is a 55. So
Critics is like what 80 something.
88.
80.
And I was like surprised. For a horror movie, an 88 for this? I went back and watched the trailer. Fuck that marketing team. They saw the movie and said, this is shit. We have to promote the hell out of this. They have quotes. They have quotes in the trailer. Have you seen it?
I did watch the trailer. But
Oh, scariest movie of the year.
yeah, I don't.
You're gonna literally jump off of your seat in fear. This movie is not scary in the slightest.
No,
There's like 0 jump scares. There's one scene where they knock down a shelf. That's a jump scare. That's it.
it was pretty much just a drama.
It's a drama.
Of the family and what's going on in the family with some supernatural stuff added into it.
Yeah,
which
but it's not scary
is
supernatural.
gimmicky.
Yeah, it's a whole gimmick. It's like, this is a scene. Pretend I'm invisible.
What is nice that the whole entire
That's what happens.
movie is shot from the perspective of the ghost.
Yeah, a unique idea.
Yeah,
But I don't like the directing style of walking. It's like found footage, and I'm not a big fan of that. So that already took me out. But
maybe if they
unique,
mixed it.
Maybe.
if it wasn't that the whole time.
yeah. Like, I don't know. It was very boring. A lot happens. No, I'm sorry. A lot doesn't happen.
Yeah.
They just talk. It's a family going on their normal lives with every now and then that happens. But
Well,
I'm not there.
What were your expectations going in?
I thought it was going to be like a paranormal activity, like actually scary haunted house movie,
Okay.
not a drama. I thought it was going to be a horror.
Like,
This is not
when
a horror.
when I heard it would be psychological, I was like, I don't plan on it being like extremely scary, but more
Mhm.
like psychological horror.
But even that, it
But
wasn't.
even then,
It wasn't.
it really wasn't. There's a lot of story beats that,
Don't
is
continue.
introduced.
It's so weird.
and it has nothing to do with the overall story.
Yeah. The only exciting moment that happens is in literally the last maybe like 10 seconds of the movie.
Yeah,
It's like, well, something's happening, and then it's over.
and
then it's like, all right. Well, and then this giant twist comes out. I'm not going to spoil it, but this giant twist happens. I didn't care. I didn't get it at first, and even when I did get it, I was like, all right.
it is sad.
Like,
It is kind of little. It is messed up. I'll give them that.
yeah,
But when leading up to it, it doesn't warrant it.
No.
It doesn't really. It's,
they had a lot of ideas, and they didn't know how to coherently write it down.
there was parts where I was interested a little bit. I was like, oh, this comes up. Maybe this is important.
Mm.
And then it goes further in, and then nothing happened. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe they'll try again. They added something else, and then it just everything doesn't actually matter.
There,
Some of the characters.
yeah. I mean, the acting was fine. It's not great. It's not outstanding. It's not terrible. It's fine.
Yeah,
Some of the scenes where they're yelling, mainly the son, I thought was a little bit forced. The dad was good when he got like pissed. That was good. But it's shot in a lot of multiple like one take scenes, which again, props to one takes because they're hard to do. You can't mess up. So that's good. But there's so many of them, and some of them are literally 5 seconds long. Like one scene that has nothing to do with anything. The son and this is not spoiling anything because there's really nothing to spoil. But the son gets home from, I guess, school. That you see him walk in the door. He goes up, goes in his room, closes the door, and that's the cut. What did that have to do with anything? And there's a lot of those.
I mean,
don't
when
know.
you think about it, maybe it meant something, but we don't really know.
Yeah, again, they don't explain it. I don't know. It didn't do it for me. 3 out of 10. That's what I give it.
Yeah,
I don't recommend
I
it.
don't even know if I like.
You'll be bored.
It's way below 5.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just. Can we recommend it?
I don't.
Like, if you're going with the expectations that it's going to be a drama, you're not going to get scared. You're not going to get scared. You're just. If you, I don't know.
Watch it when it's free. Don't
yeah.
pay for it, because you'll be paying for it when you watch it.
You'll pay with your soul.
Yeah, you'll want that hour and a half back. Well, that will conclude our news segment.
Yeah.
Got a little heated at the end, but I think it was warranted. Felt like
feel-
I
I
wasted
could-
my time.
I can feel the presence.
Yeah. The presence in that movie is a giant fart. That's what it is.
It brought a whole shelf down.
Whoa. Whoa. Some horror presence.
Yo, man, those shelves were heavy.
Yeah. I don't know. Weird. All right. So now, most anticipated, least anticipated movies of the upcoming year.
All right, let's rattle them off. All right, okay.
Yeah, I was just going to go down the list and then go back and explain.
Okay.
One sentence for each thing. It won't be super detailed. Where's my... Oh, there it is. So my most anticipated, the absolute most, is 28 Years Later.
Mine.
I can't wait for that. Then I have The Monkey, which we'll be watching in a couple weeks. Then I have The Conjuring Last Rites. I don't care what anybody says about this franchise. I like it. The last movie, it's pretty mid, but I still enjoyed it. I didn't think it was utter trash.
You're more into The Conjuring than I am.
Yeah. So I have that up there. It's a little lower on that, but it's still the most anticipated. I like what they do. I have Until Dawn. I think that has a really cool premise, so I'm really looking forward to that. Now for my least anticipated, I have, again, it might change, but I have Final Destination, just because I'm not big on that franchise, and I know it does get kind of corny. But the trailer made it rise a little bit. But yeah, I'm not super excited for that. I have Heart Eyes, which again may change based on the early reviews that the movie's getting. I have Woman in the Yard, that dumb Blumhouse movie that's coming out. I have Drop, that also dumb Blumhouse movie that's coming out.
We're gonna watch them anyways.
We're gonna watch all of them. And then I have Screamboat, the Mickey Mouse horror movie that not Damien Leone, David Howard Thornton is playing Mickey Mouse. Again, I'm not expecting it to be good, but it's probably going to be on par with Winnie the Pooh. Bad movies. So yeah, that's my list. So if you want to rattle yours off, then I'll kind of go in more detail.
All right.
A little bit.
All right. For my most anticipated, 28 Years Later was mine.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I saw the trailer, and I've watched the first two a while ago once. I did like them, and I'm excited for this one. The trailers really got me hyped.
Mm-hmm. And they're like indie movies.
Yeah.
They're not big, but they're done really well.
Yeah. I got Final Destination Bloodlines.
Okay.
I've always liked watching those as a kid. That
Mm-hmm.
definitely got me hyped. At least the trailer. They're fun movies, not really going for the story, so I'm really hyped for that one. And I don't really know much about the Predator Badlands.
Oh, I forgot to
movie.
add that. Add that to
Yeah.
my list. I'm adding it. It's in there. Most anticipated.
The director of Prey, which I really liked, is directing that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to what the future, there was Prey was more primal, not really technology.
This one's future, yeah. Now,
Yeah.
quick fact on that. Did you know that this movie is going to be in the point of view of the Predator?
Ooh,
We're following the Predator, not the humans. He's the main character. So we're
Okay.
following him, which is very different, but could be cool.
See, they're probably more interesting than
yeah.
that one movie with the movie that you watched from the perspective of the killer.
Oh god, that movie sucked ass. I couldn't finish it. In a Violent Nature, unique concept, but they need to point of view here, then go back to the humans. This watching him walk for 10 minutes, boring. But no, yeah, the only issue I see is they can't talk. So how are they going to do that? Or is it just going to be kind of like Thanos? He was the main character of Infinity War,
Yeah.
but you didn't follow him. He was in every scene. So I think it might be like that.
Okay.
But that got me hyped. Yeah, so add that to the list.
All right, the next one I've seen trailers several times, and it's Death of a Unicorn.
No,
one
the
with
one with
Paul
Jenna
Rudd,
Ortega.
Jenna Ortega, and Will Poulter.
Yeah. Is that a horror?
Yeah, it's a horror comedy.
Oh, okay.
Paul Rudd, gotta love him
Yeah.
in most of his comedies,
Yeah.
and Jenna Ortega and Will Poulter, which Adam Warlock.
Yeah. Don't be rash.
I really like horror comedies. So this one I'm really excited for. It seems like a really interesting concept.
The trailer came on in one of the movies. I think it was Flay Risk. No, it wasn't. It was one of the ones we saw, I think. Anyway, I forgot. But it didn't come off as horror to me. It looked more like maybe a horror children-esque movie. But comedy makes sense now.
Yeah.
But I guess it kind of had a creepiness. But anyway, continue.
Well, the unicorns were killing people.
This is true. But again, you could do that in a... I don't know. Anyway,
maybe.
Ignore me. It was off my radar. But all right.
Okay. The Strangers.
Is that on least or most? I'm sorry.
Oh, this is still the most.
Oh,
Strangers Chapter 2. I'm gonna
so
rattle.
You are a most for that. After what has happened in the past,
I'm hopeful.
You're hopeful.
I am hopeful that they'll do something a little bit different because with the original 2 movies, they kind of just did the same thing for each of them. This one looks like it might be a little bit different. Chapter 1 I didn't like because it copied the first one, but it just didn't do it as good.
Yeah.
But with the trailer from the second one, I think.
So was the trailer when she was running away and she got in the car? So did they just straight up reveal who they are?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be like a psychological
I was
aspect.
like-
Maybe that's where they're going to go. They're going to do a psychological aspect of really trying to figure out who's the killer because
Right.
she's probably still in the town, in the hospital. She has no clue who any of these people are, hence
Right.
strangers.
Right.
She's all alone. Her boyfriend's dead, I'm assuming.
Right.
She's the only one surviving.
Because I was like, well, this looks good. And they're taking it in a different direction. So it's going to
Hopefully.
be a new idea. So, yeah, that could be good.
Then the other notables that I'll mention that I like, that I'm anticipating, Screamboat.
You are, yeah.
And The Monkey. Hard Eyes, actually, now that we know that.
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of people like it, but that's not always a tell.
And again, it's a comedy. It's a horror comedy.
And I watched a trailer for Sinners. Michael B. Jordan is in it.
I might have
It kind of gives me Until Dusk Till Dawn
Okay.
vibes. I was like, that's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah. Right.
You watch the trailer.
I gotta watch that.
Then
Sorry.
least anticipated, I'm gonna say Until Dawn, which I've played the game.
Great game.
I don't know.
Is
I'm
it because they're going in a completely different direction in the game?
I think they're. See, if they didn't add Until Dawn name on it, I might be excited for it.
Mhm.
But I feel like it's not going to be good because there's an interesting plot. I think they're just adding the name to
Just
make up
To
for
get people
maybe.
to see there. Yeah, I can see that.
And then The Gorge. Have you seen?
Gorge.
Yeah, it's an Apple TV
No,
trailer movie. Yeah,
I've not.
not really interested in that one.
No.
Miles Teller is in it,
Okay.
and what is her name? Okay, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But all I know is with the trailer, there's a gorge that these two,
What's a gorge?
just like a big ravine.
Okay. I knew that.
They're posted with like there's something a monster below in the darkness, and they have to watch over it. So it's a girl and a guy, but they're like miles apart
Mhm.
in between the gorge, and they're not supposed to have contact.
Uh,
But the trailer, I feel like, revealed too much.
yeah.
They get trapped down there, like
Oh.
they're already down there.
Gotcha.
So it's like,
Right.
what's the point?
Yeah. Interesting.
And then I know what you did last summer. I was never
Oh,
really
yeah.
interested in this franchise. I never saw the originals. It was never something I was like, Scream just,
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Scary Movie did it better.
Comedy, like, that wasn't really like comedy, horror comedy. It's like one of the best genres. And then The Woman in the Yard. Again, like, not really, oh my God.
That looks so
Blumhouse.
bad. What is the phrase she says? Some in a creepy way, but it's not creepy at all. I forgot.
don't
But
even know.
she says something and it's like not creepy.
I only saw the trailer once.
Yeah.
And then notables that I'm not really interested in, but maybe that'll change. Conjuring, Last Rites. I was never really
Fair
big
enough.
into that. And then there's an Exorcist movie. Then Megan 2.0. I never watched the first one, and Saw 11. I don't know.
Did you see Saw 10? Because I haven't, but apparently it's really good.
I haven't. Maybe I gotta watch it, and then maybe I'll get hyped for it.
But a lot of people are not excited for Saw 11
Oh,
just because all the issues. There's like issues behind the scenes, so they're like kind of dying back down. But yeah,
okay.
Saw 10 was apparently really good.
Okay.
Have yet to see it, but yeah.
Because I watched Spiral.
Mhm.
I did like that one. But
That's
not. I haven't been interested in that.
now that's obviously a spin-off. Is that a movie of the detectives on the aftermath of like the traps? Like it's not about the traps, that movie, right? Is it about the investigations of the traps
I
in a
only
way?
watched it once. I wasn't too memorable, but I did
Gotcha.
like it.
All right.
I remember that I did like it. It just wasn't like a movie that I'd probably watch
Gotcha.
too many more times.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it a second time if I'm
Mhm.
interested.
Gotcha.
Those are all mine.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna explain The Monkey. I read the short story like a week ago. Really good. So that got me hooked on it. I like Stephen King. You know, the ending, as always, it's a little miss. He can't end a book. He doesn't know how.
Endings, not gonna lie,
They're hard.
endings are hard.
It's got an ending that ties everything up, but it's not in the usual Stephen King fashion. So I wanted it to go another way that it didn't. But it's very gruesome. It's kind of funny. It's a dark comedy in a way. I mean, how can it not be with a simple monkey going like that and killing people? I mean,
I like the
it
trailer.
looks fun.
Yeah, it does.
There's a lot of kills, more than I think the book has, because obviously they're going to show them all. But yeah, I think that's like the next anticipated under 28 years later, which is just going to be a big wow. And apparently, Cillian Murphy is not in that movie. He's going to be in the sequel.
Oh,
so
that's an old man ceiling.
Maybe, yeah. But he was spotted on set, so I think he might be like producing or something. So I don't know. But yeah, those are our most anticipated and least anticipated of the year. So as we do, and these will come on every on an episode. We'll talk about all of these in some way, shape, or form, even if it's not about its own episode. Kind of like what we just did with Presents. We'll mention all these, and at the end of the year, we'll come back, we'll review these movies quickly and see if they made sense. If our least anticipated became most, we'll talk.
And let us know what you guys are excited for and not excited for.
Yeah, let us know. All right, now to get into the meat of the episode.
All right.
Ye Olde Companion. Yeah. So a brief introduction of this film. This film is written and directed by Drew Hancock. I think this was his directorial debut. His first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Came out January 31st of this year. Fairly recent. And
I just watched it.
It's yeah. So I would classify this as a horror, thriller, sci-fi,
with
romance,
some
comedy.
Yeah, right.
There's like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of everything.
Very very absurd.
Yeah, very out there. But some personal thoughts. What are your personal thoughts? Some short, concise, without getting into anything.
Well, I was drawn in by the trailer, the very first trailer.
Yeah, I want to
not the second trailer.
I want to preface this, preface, whatever the word is. If you haven't seen the movie yet, don't watch this. If you haven't seen the trailers yet, don't watch them.
Don't
go in 100% blind, and you'll be blown away.
Like, I want to know your reactions to it from not watching the trailers, because I really wish I didn't watch the second trailer.
Trailer 1's fine. Trailer 2, stay away. But yeah, anyway, your impressions.
Yeah, I was drawn in from the first one because I would have not known what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And now watching the movie, if I didn't watch that second trailer, I would have. I might like the movie more than I already did, which I already did like the movie a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like, I'm kind of conflicted because, like, I still liked it, but I really, really, really wish I didn't see that second trailer.
Not that I didn't see it. Why would they even do that? But then again, it's not a huge spoiler. They kind of get rid of it in the beginning of the movie kind of quickly, but
they do.
But this will be a spoiler-filled review after this section. We'll let you know again. But yeah, so yeah, this was obviously a first-time watch.
Yeah.
We only watched it once, so if our review is not as in-depth, it's because we don't know a lot about it because we only saw it once. So my initial thoughts: I really enjoyed this movie. It was really good.
Yeah.
It's a breath of fresh air for the genre. I guess all the genres. You know, it's got that slight spoiler here. Warning. It has a twist on the old robot AI kind of genre.
Yeah.
Um, you know, they didn't just do your typical this bad robot, human they fight. It's way different. So it was a nice twist.
Quite
and it
the
was-
opposite.
Yeah, and it's it's not a sequel, it's not a reboot, it's completely new. So it was like great to see something new
Mm-hmm.
and be good, especially in January. 'Cause January is notably bad for bad movies. So it was good to see.
It really was.
All right, now this is where spoilers will enter. We will begin our
Well, you
in-depth
kind
review.
of did say it.
Well, more that again, it's a spoiler, but if you think about it, it's not a huge one, but it's good if you don't know.
Flash it on the screen and post.
Yeah, I will. Yeah,
They'll be like, do
Yeah,
not
spoiler,
like
yeah.
honestly. You'll
go in
probably
as
have
blind as you can.
so much of a better experience. I
You
think.
would, yeah. All right, but now officially, we're gonna get into it.
Getting into
Getting in the grits,
it.
deep and dirty. So we have some characters.
We have some characters.
We have some characters. If we didn't, we'd have issues. We have Jack Quaid playing Josh.
Yep.
We have Sophie Thatcher playing Iris.
Yep.
We have Lucas Gage playing Patrick.
Yep.
We
Star.
have Harvey Guillian, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, playing Eli. We have Megan Suri playing Kat. And we have Rupert Friend playing Sergei.
Sergey,
The Russian billionaire.
the farmer
Yeah.
who did dirty stuff.
Yeah.
Did dirty things.
So yeah, I guess we can go in depth with who they are.
Yeah.
If you wanted.
All right. First off, I'm gonna say I guess she's the final girl, Iris.
Kind
When you
of,
think about it.
in a way.
She's the girlfriend of Josh,
Mhm.
but not really girlfriend.
Yeah. She's a forced girlfriend.
She's a companion bot, as they say in their world in this movie.
She's a realistic
Pretty
sex
much.
bot.
And she belongs to Josh.
Mhm.
And first going into it, you kind of see their relationship, and at first you don't know that there's hints,
Right.
and then it's revealed, and that's pretty much their relationship, Iris and Josh.
He's very controlling, very abusive, and a bad guy.
Yeah.
And she's the victim, who doesn't really know it yet. Because all she is programmed to do is love him.
Yeah, all based off of her program.
Yeah.
Then Josh has his friends Eli, Patrick, and Kat, and they're all at this billionaire's mansion.
Mhm.
And Kat is messing around with Sergey.
Mhm.
And unbeknownst to Iris, she falls victim to Josh's plans.
Yeah, which a twist.
Yeah.
We didn't know there was a whole plan here. There's
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you think happen
Yeah.
that don't. But yeah,
And then it involves with Eli and Patrick kind of being on the side, like they pretty much have know nothing.
they're there for witnesses.
Yeah, pretty much witnesses. But Patrick, I guess I'll say it pretty much. Patrick is also a companion,
Big twist.
and you don't know that until like maybe a little bit more midway through.
And the way they did that was great because they just
Yeah.
assumed you knew, and he was just like, "Go to sleep." And I was like, "Wait, what? He's a robot too?" The way they did it, just like that, was like, "Whoa."
There was something off maybe that I thought about,
He was a
but
little
I
too
wasn't thinking.
perfect.
Yeah,
Like he was a little weird. But then again, how are you?
but that's great because there are hints,
Mhm.
but you don't notice it, and then
Right.
it hits you. You're like, oh, well, that makes
Right.
sense.
I was expecting one more. I was expecting Kat at the end. But then
Yeah,
she was like, "You can't control me." I was like, "All right, she's not a robot." But anyway,
But some of the dialogue, I really wish when Iris was, she says, "I was built this way,"
Right.
But Iris doesn't know that she's a robot.
I guess it's
But she says that.
subconsciously she
But
knows.
Kat, no, everybody else knows that
Oh, yeah.
she is a robot.
Yeah.
Kat, Sergey, Josh.
Eli.
Does Patrick know?
I think a
guess.
robot knows a robot. I think they can tell. I would assume.
I never really thought about it until now.
Obviously, at the end they knew, but I'd assume they knew the whole way.
Okay.
But yeah,
But yeah, when like the hints towards that reveal is really great.
Mhm.
And then we got Sergey.
Sergey, the billionaire.
Pretty much, Iris murders him.
Yeah, they don't go into why he's bad. He's a shady guy, but like they don't explain really drugs, I guess.
Well, there was the comment. Well, no, it wasn't. Like there was a passing comment that Kat told Josh that he's a millionaire, but she never said what he did.
Right.
And Josh assumed he was bad,
Right.
so that's why he devised the plan.
Right.
He's the main. They both plotted,
It's a heist.
but Josh, yeah, they were gonna take the money and just go, and then witnesses for Eli and Patrick.
And it's the perfect plan to have a robot do it, because you can just go, oh, she malfunctioned.
And one of the things is
Great.
the companion bots, when they're programmed
Mhm.
without modifications,
Yeah.
which Josh actually modified Iris.
They can't do
Not
any
until
harm.
actually not until the very end. Even when modified, they can't lie as a protection from the company that
Mhm.
sells these
these
things. Yeah.
and they can't harm anybody. Like they
Yeah.
literally can't.
Yeah. So
even
Josh
if you
modifies.
put like their aggression level to 100, they can't harm anybody
Yeah.
unless you mod it, which obviously he does because
Yeah.
he needs her to kill Sergey.
But they can't lie, so I guess the perfect witness
Mhm.
would be also Patrick, because
Right.
he can't lie if he doesn't know.
Exactly. It's a genius.
Yeah.
It's written so tight. Like it's a genius script.
They did think about. I was gonna say throughout saying this review right now, like it was really hard for me to find a lot of negatives.
I couldn't really find any. There's a few that aren't to the fault of the movie.
Yeah.
It's marketing. But anyway, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought.
Choo-choo. Woohoo.
So yeah, those are our characters there.
Yeah.
Um,
They're all intertwined.
Yeah, they're all up to mischievous ways, and the
Yeah.
robots are the victims in this movie.
Yeah.
They are victims.
And
It's
I really
the
like
opposite.
that twist.
the opposite, and they're not like they're not Terminator robots. You know, they're not super strength. Like they're literally just normal human. But
Josh
with
really had to
robotic
point
power.
that out. He's like,
Yeah,
she's just a regular. She does
Yeah.
no super strength.
yeah, she can't harm any. Yeah, it's great.
And I thought that they were clever because they didn't add Iris being like super strength.
Mhm.
They relied on being able to turn up her intelligence,
Right.
which she did. But I feel like I don't know, it wasn't that intelligent enough. I feel like
they had a scene where she just thought about stuff more. She kind of planned out in her head possible scenarios, which yeah, you have to be intelligent to do that. But she wasn't like super AI. I know everything. It's not like that.
she is she's a robot. No, she does know. I feel like she knows everything because she just automatically knows the weather.
But as long it's programmed into her, so she doesn't know if it's not programmed.
But I guess 100% intelligence in her, she'll still be able to think.
Like she
Her
can't.
process would be way faster than a human.
Oh yeah. Oh, and
so
it was.
she'd be able to think of scenarios faster than a human could.
Right, and they showed that.
With that intelligence of like an Ivy League.
Yeah.
That's what they
Right.
based the intelligence off of.
Right. Yeah, like if you went to like Harvard and stuff, like that. So you're not above them. You're not literally like a scientific AI bot who literally can solve every single math problem in the whole world. You're limited still, but
Yeah. Despite that, I mean, I feel like they had to, despite her intelligence, they kind of had to find a way for her to not outsmart everybody
Yeah.
completely,
because she's
just
too
for the
OP,
sake of
too OP at that point.
Yeah. But I still think that it was still well rounded because
Right.
all the humans lack any empathy
Yeah.
compared to Patrick and
Right.
Iris, which are robots, which is the complete opposite.
Right, because typically robots don't have empathy; they can't feel.
Yeah.
These ones do, and they're you feel bad for them.
Yeah.
It
It really gets you thinking.
It does, and it shows her again after she puts her intelligence up. When the cop gets her, and she's like, "Oh wait, let's switch my language so they can't understand me. This way, if I lie, he has no idea. Or she can't lie, but tell the truth of what's
Yeah.
happening. He
I
doesn't
thought
know what
that-
I'm saying."
yeah,
I was
that
like, "Oh,
was-
that's genius." So,
But she doesn't account for getting handcuffs, and then she
Yeah.
can't switch back. So
yeah,
and then Terminator comes in.
yeah, it, like literally, like it's taken from like the Terminator, like the way he's walking, and like he's literally the cop. Like he takes his outfit, and I was like, "Whoa, this is like Terminator. This is awesome." Right.
It's definitely a big reference.
Oh,
to,
yeah.
to Terminator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Judgment Day.
Yeah.
For
coming.
those of you guys who don't know,
It's coming.
it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
So yeah, those were our characters. They all did a very good job. I think Thatcher did a fantastic job showing the robotic but also very human-like qualities.
Yeah.
Like she, on a dime, she flipped back to like, all right, she's still a robot, but she's so realistic as like a person.
Yeah.
She did that really well with her acting.
Yeah. I mean, it makes you wonder with the technology, like how real could that even get? Like
Right.
just
Oh, that's
like
like
a
scary.
robot, like-
yeah.
Have you ever seen iRobot?
It's scary stuff.
Yeah.
And they apparently, I just watched a video, Penguin Zero. They actually have like these robots. Now they're not super sophisticated like this, but they've made companion bots like real. You can buy them. But again, they're like all white robot. Like they don't have like, oh no, they do have skin, but they really roll. They don't walk. But we're getting there, and that's scary.
I wouldn't want to know.
Oh, yeah, we're getting there, and it's scary.
Yeah.
That's something we don't need. You're just making the lonely people even more lonely and loserish. Like you're not helping them. It's doing the
Which
opposite.
is one of the main things that Kat despises against Josh. But
yeah, Josh is a big loser.
Yeah.
And the whole movie, he's trying to prove that he's not.
he even says he's like, I'm a big loser. And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
I really like the
characters.
contrast with Eli and Patrick. I feel like,
The contrast?
yeah, so Eli and Patrick's relationship, even though they're
Mhm.
Patrick's a companion, Eli still it feels like he loves him more than
Oh yeah, he's not.
Josh loved Iris.
Yeah, he's not using him for a plan. Like
Yeah.
I think there's a general connection.
I felt it was cool to see like the switch between but then Eli dies,
Yeah.
so it kind of sucks. But it brings out the humanity in Patrick. At the
Yeah,
end.
like he can't function.
over the programming,
Yeah.
over the reboot of the programming of Patrick then bonding with Josh, and
Mhm.
then
But then he comes back
yeah,
because it's still in him, so he has to like be reminded. So it really goes to show if when these robots get the free will sense,
Yeah.
they'll never know they're a
Yeah.
robot, and it comes full circle at the end when they have free will. But yeah,
who do you think had the best performance?
probably Iris next, and then Josh.
Yeah, I like Jack Quaid. He's
He's
doing really
good. His comedic timing is perfect.
It is.
He plays a good villain.
Yeah, this time he actually plays the villain, but still, he's really good at like the whiny
oh yeah,
comedy. Because I mean, in Scream, he wasn't like that, but he still had
he
like
was a villain. in
the
that, too.
sarcastic,
Right.
smart mouth, like kind of just.
Mhm.
He really has that role.
He's good at being the villain, but making you think he's not.
Yeah,
Like acting as a good guy, he's good at that. You can buy that.
because when the trailer first released, I was like, what was going on in the trailer? Because he had a gun
Mhm.
and he was pointing it at her,
Right.
but then I feel like it seemed like she was the villain.
Yeah, because then it showed
But there
her
was-
covered in blood with like a knife, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, so she's the bad one. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I really,
And then they ruined
I know.
then they ruin that she's a robot.
We're gonna talk about this more and more. Like this movie, like if we could rewind back time, I'd tell myself,
Don't watch it.
yeah, but we saw it in theaters. We
I
couldn't.
know. Don't go to the movie. We wanted to see that movie. No, it was Wolfman. Fuck that movie. Erase that from our minds.
Yeah, I would have done without Wolfman.
Yeah. I saw it twice. Anyway,
That's on you.
yeah, it is.
But
But hey,
I hope the second time I
it
watch
solidified a lower score, so it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Sophie Thatcher did a great job again
Yeah.
with conveying that she's a robot, but very human-like, and the way she acted.
Mhm.
And they did a lot of because again, if you didn't know the reveal, a robot typically they don't want to get wet, right? Because obviously these ones can because it's
Yeah.
whatever disbelief, they have skin. But like when she wanted to take a shower, you're like, oh, a robot wouldn't want to take a shower. So it like again, they make you think it's a real person.
Even with we knew, which I guess maybe is a different perspective because watching it now we know she's a robot. It like she already had a little bit of autonomy because
Yeah.
she wanted to go take a shower,
Right.
Even though it was her programming, she really believed that
Yeah.
that's what she wanted to do.
And even whoever was in charge of like costumes in this movie and like makeup, they dressed her perfectly as like a Barbie doll that someone would want in a fake AI companion bot.
Yeah.
So like even everything there was perfect. Like it was just
And then contrast with Patrick, and then his
Right.
like Ken doll, like they kind of did.
He was
like
Ken,
a Ken, yeah, with
He was
the
like
hair and the
Ken.
blonde.
very well dressed with like wasn't a button up shirt, but like the sweater vest. Like it was they're made perfect.
No
'cause-
ascot.
Yeah, no ascot, no Fred. Everybody obviously in their companion, I guess, wants the most perfect person they can be.
You can customize them.
Yeah, you can change their eye color.
It's kind of crazy to think
change
about.
everything. Yeah, it's wild. So yeah, I think she did a good job. Then Jack Quaid, he's always
Mhm.
good.
He is.
He's always a toss up whether you're
Yeah.
gonna get something zany, crazy.
And then shout out to his other movie,
Novocaine.
Novocaine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're excited for
that looks
too.
fun.
Not horror, but we're excited to see that.
Yeah, we will not be reviewing that one.
Yeah.
Even though we kinda want
Maybe
to.
we might slide it in there, but it won't be a big thing. I think we kind of talked about the plot a lot, right?
Yeah,
The main plot.
the plot is pretty simple.
It's
honestly,
a heist murder movie. They're trying to steal his money.
Yeah.
They're trying to kill him because he's a bad guy, and it's a plus to take his money, and then everything goes awry.
but he was never apparently he's not explicitly a bad guy. Other than
Even he said himself, "I've done bad things," but we don't know what he did.
he said he did dirty things.
Yeah,
But
but again,
then-
he's kind of a rapist.
That too.
So, but does that warrant
But for
death?
like what he was bad for was different from what he actually did in the movie. Like
Yeah,
what
like we don't know. They don't really explain that, but we don't need to know. He's
like the
bad
reason why Iris kills him, which
is because
Josh
something
wanted
happens,
to.
yeah.
Josh knew
Right.
that he was going to do something like
Right.
that.
And she wouldn't have done that unless he jailbroke her and made her, commit violence.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it would have just happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but yeah, she kills him. Then the story goes full
Yeah,
throttle.
they were just going to blame it all on her and then split with the money,
Mhm.
have witnesses for Eli and Patrick,
Mhm.
and they were going to live happily ever after. Which, I mean, for the most part, I feel like Kat really didn't have. She was my least favorite.
She was like barely in there.
Yeah,
She didn't have a lot to do. She was kind of there every now and then to just be an ass.
yeah. I guess she was supposed to contrast with Iris on
Right.
her relationship with Josh. Like,
Yeah, did they have it? Because they like mentioned it and then they like shrugged it off like they didn't. Or did they have something in the past? Like who knows?
yeah, it wasn't really explained too much.
And to show even further how Josh is a villain, he was like, "You're a rental. I didn't even buy you."
Yeah, he really
rented it.
rubs the salt into
Yeah.
the wound.
Yeah,
He went full villain.
yeah. Like at the end,
Like,
like,
he's-
full villain.
It's crazy. Like in most of these types of movies, you're gonna feel more for a human character versus a robot, but it's complete opposite in
Yeah,
this one.
because they have feelings.
Yeah.
and they convey them.
And they really like it's their programming, and they have feelings,
Mhm.
but you could really tell that they believe that they have those feelings, which
Right.
makes them
Right.
feel even more real.
Definitely. What was your favorite twist in the movie or plot? Twist?
Patrick being
yeah,
the companion, because the whole time, like up until I really didn't expect, and I really did not expect him to be a companion. But as soon as
right.
yeah,
Now, how did you feel when he said he already knew he was a robot, and how do you think he figured it out?
that I'm surprised about.
Because they're programmed to never know. So how would he have picked up on the pieces? And he wasn't jailbroken ever until Josh did it. But before then, he knew he was a robot. He's like, I know.
He said he did say he picked it up
Mhm.
over the years that they were together.
But like, how? It's
And
their
I
program.
thought from what Josh said that like they can't they just don't know. So like
they're programmed not to know. Or the people who made the robot said, oh, they have no idea that they're a robot.
I guess
Maybe they can gain the intelligence, but off the box, they don't know.
it depends on what intelligence he put Patrick at.
Maybe he's pretty intelligent. He can cook. You don't have to be intelligent to really cook, but he was conveyed in a very intelligent way.
Yeah.
So I think his might have been on the upper 7, 8, 9, 10.
Like I'm trying to think, because even if I don't know,
'Cause I was like,
he
well,
was
he
still
knew.
with Eli. So
Yeah, even
And
he
he
knew
knew.
and just accepted it because I guess he felt that Eli really did feel something. He wasn't just using it.
yeah, that would be like my favorite twist, because one, you're like, oh, he's a companion,
Right.
okay, and then you're like, oh, he probably doesn't know.
Yeah.
And then his facial expression,
Mhm.
like he did as soon as he heard Eli say something, and then he said something, he just looked, and you're like,
Yeah.
he kind of was thinking about it.
Right.
He put everything. I mean, as a robot, they have processing powers way
Right.
more than us. So I feel like it's not implausible that he would have just figured that out
Right.
over the time. But
Right.
because of his programming, that he's still going to be bonded with Eli from
Yeah.
his programming, that it doesn't matter to him.
Right.
Which is pretty touching,
Mhm.
honestly.
Yeah, and they reinforced that at the end when Josh was like, even if you wanted to kill me, you can't because you love me too much.
Yeah.
And obviously she did, but she couldn't at first until he really just sets it in motion. Like, no, I
Yeah.
don't like you.
And then she lies.
Yeah, she
She's
lies.
like, oh, that felt good.
Because then she's self-aware.
Yeah.
Her programming's busted, so now she's a human basically. She has free will. Dangerous.
She's pretty much immortal then, I guess.
Unless you like literally rip her up into pieces or the hard drive,
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, no, she has no restraints anymore. She's on her own.
Mhm.
Which yeah, and don't make a sequel to this. We don't need it.
Yeah.
It's a good story
I
on its
was
own. We
definitely-
don't need it.
I really want them not to make a sequel. It's just really good as a standalone.
And there's nothing else you can do with it unless you follow her story. But we don't need that.
Like,
What's she gonna do?
don't try one-upping it. Like, if they made a
Yeah.
sequel, I'd probably still watch it. Which,
Yeah, we'll see it, but you don't need
which
it.
a lot of majority of people will watch it. So maybe
Yeah.
they probably will make a sequel.
It,
but-
it depends on how much money they get and if people want it. And that's the sad
Yeah.
thing. Just keep
It
keep
is.
going with new stuff. We don't need it. It's a fine one-off movie.
Yeah.
Uh,
a prequel, maybe.
yeah,
No, I don't really think it's necessary.
it's not.
I don't-
Maybe a
I don't
Sergey spinoff. A TV
It has
show on
nothing to
Sergey.
do.
Yeah.
It's just Sergey.
Yeah.
Doing
Just being
dirty
Sergey.
things. It's just farming all day.
Yeah. He's the farmer.
Which makes sense because he's like, I don't want too much of a tan.
This is true.
Farmer's tan.
Yeah. Sergey. Sergey.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
ass.
Pacing was really good.
Yeah, I really couldn't complain about
It-
pacing.
Didn't drag. It didn't fly by. It was like perfect.
Yeah.
Like it felt like an hour and a half movie.
Not a lot of movies. I always feel like in movies I find something that's like a little slow,
Mhm.
but pacing overall, I feel like everything was so absurd and everything was pretty interesting that it doesn't feel too much.
Yeah. They perfectly did it with the comedy, the horror, the sci-fi. That after every like serious scene, we have a comedic relief scene to wash that off. We laugh, we forget kind of what happens, and then it goes on to the next scene.
Yeah.
Like after the whole scene with I forgot the song, but when Josh and Patrick bonded with the dinosaur thing, and they did the
Those-
whole dance number, I was like, that's perfect.
And that happened like 3 times, and I still liked
yeah.
watching that scene over
Yeah.
again.
Hey, you're stepping on my tail. Oh, sorry. Like what a dumb
Yeah, there's
story.
presets in the companion bots you could pick from. Iris's and Josh was Josh bumping into oranges and having them all fall in a supermarket. And then that's how Iris meets
Right.
Josh, but that's just programming.
It's the most cheesiest like I met you story ever.
Yeah.
And like all I
You-
guess they're all like
You
that.
pick from all of them,
Yeah.
but there's only 2 that are shown, and it's this one, and then the tail.
Yeah. You're on my tail. What?
And then no,
Stepping
the
on
funny
my
part
tail.
was when Josh became the
yeah. It's funny stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comedic beats were pretty good. Then the one scene when it was like a super serious scene and then it just cuts to Josh
yeah.
just at the climax.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
Really sells the whole
Yeah.
and yeah, as soon as
At
he's done,
that
he's just
point
like,
happened, I'm like, all right, this might be a comedy. Because I don't know, did they advertise it as a comedy? I didn't think so. It was kind of a serious trailer. I didn't think they advertised it as a comedy. That's why I said originally.
maybe the
it's a
second
light
trailer advertised it more of a comedy. The first one really didn't give anything away.
It was like super vague, serious, kind of just here's this.
It was kind of like flashes in the first trailer. Like it was
Yeah.
just like a bunch of things. One of the scenes was when Josh actually pointed it like it was
Yeah.
pretend.
Right.
And it was Iris.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
Headphone users beware.
Sorry guys. When Iris was thinking through scenarios and then
Mhm.
Josh pulls the gun in
Yeah.
the scenario, that was in the very first trailer.
Right.
Which his face kind of gave me like maybe it's comedy because of the way
Mhm.
it looked. But I was like, it might be comedy. Like Jack Quaid, I feel like Jack Quaid does like comedy
Oh yeah.
for sure. So,
Everything he's in has some sort of a comedic way.
So like I was kind of like, I was kind of banking on it being like some
Yeah.
comedy. You
Mhm.
know?
Yeah. Pacing was very good.
Yeah.
Not a lot of issues there.
Yeah, I was honestly writing this. I was like really thinking about it. I was
Mhm.
like,
There's a lot of suspenseful
Usually I-
suspenseful scenes.
usually I could tell if I fall asleep in a movie. I don't usually fall asleep during movies,
Mhm.
but if I fall asleep during a movie,
bad pacing.
especially when I'm not even really tired,
Yeah. You're
And
just like,
that's-
forget this.
yeah, like
Taking a nap.
Wolfman, I think I almost fell asleep.
Yeah.
Almost closed my eyes a couple times.
Presence almost did.
Presence,
I
almost did.
I can't fall asleep. I won't let myself. because I'll be like, oh, I missed something, or I'll feel like I just wasted my money.
Like I was engaged the entire time. They really nailed the pacing.
They did, yeah. And it's very suspenseful in some scenes because you think something's gonna happen, and you're like, what? And then it switches on a dime,
And then it
you're
cuts
like,
to
whoa.
Josh.
Yeah, and then it cuts to Josh. Yeah.
Then it cuts to Josh.
All right.
I mean, and we also got key themes in here.
Oh yeah, a lot of.
There's a lot of
It's very female empowerment
yeah,
is a big
like
theme.
the autonomy, like
Mhm.
obviously, and abuse. Josh isn't
Relationship abuse.
a really good
men
companion.
men are bad. Power to women. That's a big one. Again, Hollywood's got to shoehorn that. Not all men are bad. Look at us. We're not bad. That I know of.
Greed, I think,
Greed.
was also another one,
Yeah, wanting the
which
money.
wasn't really the major. Like
It
that
blinded
was,
them
yeah.
because like it kept distracting.
I think
like,
yeah,
the robots and stuff.
humans versus robots. I think they kind of like flipped it because a lot of the times those type of aspects in these movies,
Mhm.
I said it earlier, they flipped the humans being more
The good guys, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they flipped it. It's the opposite. It was very good. Did you feel the ending fully came through? Full
Yeah.
circle?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
she
why I don't
literally-
want a sequel.
She literally said it in the beginning. I killed him. I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, she narrates the beginning,
And she does.
and we find out why.
She kills him. At
Wow.
first, I was like, she said she's gonna kill him. She can't lie, so obviously she is. But I was like,
But at the end, she
is
can't
she
lie.
gonna die? I thought it was gonna go a different way.
Yeah.
But then she
I
can.
thought maybe it could go a couple ways, but I think how they ended it, and her looking into the other car with the other guy,
Mhm.
and the other companion that looks similar to her because they're known to be customized.
Mhm.
It's kind of messed up to say, but then she looks at the other companion in the other car, and she kind of smiles. Like maybe it's gonna be like if they did a sequel, I feel like it's just gonna be her like
yeah.
liberating all of them.
Yeah. Like, I'm your leader. I have free will.
Yeah.
I will teach you to escape the free will. It'll become a full AI robot rebellion. Then they're going to be bad.
It'll be iRobots.
Yeah.
Will Smith
Then they're
comes
going to
in.
fight the people building the robots.
Will Smith comes in and slaps.
Get your name. Get my old movie out of your mouth. This is my movie. Yeah.
Somebody, do you know who? I mean, I didn't really watch it, but do you know the movie Pursuit of Happiness?
I haven't seen it, but I know it.
Jaden Smith is in it as
Mhm.
his son when he's young. So Jaden Smith was at the Grammys and he was wearing like
Yeah, he was wearing like a TV, whatever it was.
Somebody photoshopped. I think it was like the pursuit of something. It was, I can't. I lost it. They said they photoshopped him in the outfit, and then it was the pursuit of something, and then oh, damn it! I forget I said this.
Yeah. Whatever.
God damn it.
Next episode, we'll come back to it. All right, so some positives and negatives. I'm going to start with the negatives because there's not a lot.
Mhm.
Negatives, mainly the marketing. Why would you ruin that again? They
Mhm.
kind of get away with it early in the movie, but still, it's a big thing to be like it'll really mess with you.
Mhm.
So upset about that. Again, not movie specific, but
I'll
also
agree with that.
some of the characters, mainly Josh, I guess all of them, but near the end, like they don't seem to ever feel threatened by the AI, even though he knows she can cause violence.
Yeah.
And like they kind of just go on their day and like continue their mission without any threat. Like, oh, she's escaped. I'm gonna fear my life. She's gonna come kill me. Like, I kind of found that a little bit odd that they didn't really feel threatened at all.
Same thing with Eli when he's like, he's kind of like okay with this, and then
Yeah, like
I'll just take the gun. Like he
Yeah.
was just accustomed
like
to it.
you know, they can now cause harm, and they know your plan, and you're just still not gonna fear them. Like everything's okay.
Mhm.
It kind of felt a little bit odd, but I mean that's mainly it.
Pretty
like
much.
just that semi plot hole.
The only other negative I had was Kat. Like Eli and Patrick and Kat. I mean, there's not a lot of people in this movie,
Right.
But I think Kat, they could have done something.
Yeah,
But she was the
sidelined.
least.
Yeah.
I'm just finding a negative, honestly.
She was
I mean-
sidelined, but again, she's a supporting character, so does she really need to be in it? No. But
No.
She at points they wrote her like she was an important character.
Yeah.
Like at the end when she was taking the money and she's kind of giving her speech, like then but you're barely in the movie. Like what are you talking about? So, but yeah, I know what you
I mean, and the way she dies is pretty lackluster because
mean. Yeah, she just gets stabbed.
she tells Patrick to, tells Patrick to
That
stop
was
her.
another twist that got me.
Yeah.
It's not a twist, but an
Yeah.
event that shocked me. I was like, stop her, and she literally kills her.
Yeah,
Like,
he
whoa.
turned Patrick's like intelligence way down,
Mhm.
his aggression all the way up.
Mhm.
So Patrick's just a killing machine now.
Yeah, he's a Terminator.
Tells him to stop
Cat. Stop himself.
tells her to stop. Tells him to stop Cat,
Yes.
and he just stabs him.
Just walks
Stabs
right
her.
up, stabs
Jesus.
Yeah, and he's like, "You told me to stop her."
I
He's
know.
like, I didn't mean to kill her.
And they can't lie.
Yeah, they can't lie. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's good. But yeah, there's not a lot of negatives that I can find.
No.
I was looking at like bad reviews, like because I like to do that. If I like,
yeah.
a
What were
movie.
the bad reviews?
Like again, if I remember them, people are like, "Oh, this is like so dumb. I was so uninterested." But again, it might not be for them. But I'm like,
True.
when I enjoy a movie, it's hard for me. You can like or dislike any movie you want, but it's hard for me to understand why people didn't like it. Like I love this movie. Someone says I hated it. It was boring. It was lame. It was unoriginal. I'm like, what do you mean?
How do
It's
you think
so
I
original.
feel about Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah, that's just bad.
No, it isn't.
No, I know. I don't know how you like it. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. I have to watch it again. Someday I'll watch it again.
Watch it again.
We'll watch it again and we'll do a re-review. We'll see if my thoughts change.
Watch The British Office.
I can't. I tried. It's not funny. It's not funny. Yeah, I would 100% recommend this movie.
I did. I would.
Go see it. Like pay for
there
it.
are so many positives in this movie from
Mhm.
us that you
See it.
trust us.
See it. Yeah. Trust us.
Trust.
I got the good opinions.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Shaun of the Dead.
sometimes. Whatever. Yeah.
It's a very new story.
It is. It's fresh.
The cast, which, I mean, the only two people I kind of knew was Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher is in Heretic, which we will be also making an episode on.
Yeah.
I don't know how she's in there, but she seems to be up and coming in quite a few movies.
And then, yeah, we talked about some scenes that we liked, the stuff that worked great, the positives, smart writing, the plot, comedy was well entwined, smart comedy, and all the twists.
Yeah. And then after you watch the movie, let us know how you thought.
Yeah, let us know
of the
your
movie.
thoughts of Companion. Now we'll get into our score.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
9.
Yeah. 9 out of 10. I had 8.5, then I was like, nah, it's a 9.
I was going to go maybe 9.5 because I was thinking I didn't have that many negatives. But I was like, nah,
It's not a perfect film.
It's not.
Even if we can't find negatives, it's not perfect. There can only be allotted a handful of 10s ever. Like
The Thing.
Yeah, Thing. Halloween. A movie.
All right, what do you think about Logan?
Oh, that's a 10.
Yes.
That's a perfect movie.
Like sometimes when sometimes I can watch movies when I sleep, but like I'll pick things that I genuinely would like just to listen to because it's just like background to me, but it's still great. That's a movie I could fall asleep to and just think about. So there's just like
Logan is so perfect.
Yeah. Directed by James Mangold, which also directed a Complete Unknown.
Oh,
which he also did.
That's like an 8.5.
Which he also did. It was another biopic. How do you say
biopic?
That? Biopic.
I always say biopic too, but it's biopic.
Yeah.
Did he do the Queen one?
He did. I don't know. He did. Johnny Cash. He did the one Johnny Cash.
This is Johnny Cash one? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Which
Is it
Joaquin Phoenix played Johnny Cash. He actually was going to ask Joaquin Phoenix
To do it
to
again.
play, but he's like, he's too old.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do.
That's
Like,
true.
I'm not gonna do that.
that's true.
But he thought about it,
Gotcha. Yeah,
which would have been neat.
yeah.
Which I didn't see that biopic.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. But yeah, no, there's only a handful of 10s you can give out because something is so rarely perfect. Like Deadpool and Wolverine, love the hell out of it. It's like an 8.
Yeah,
Like it's an 8. 7.5 maybe, but it's like a little bit overhyped. Yeah,
there's a lot
But
of
it's still
things that you probably want in those movies.
right. It's a lot of
It's
hype.
kind of hard to
build up.
just like watching Logan. Which, sorry, it's not horror.
Yeah.
But watching any movie,
Yeah.
and it's really hard to think of a negative.
Mhm.
Like it's just good.
Solid 9.
It's great.
Almost perfect. Not quite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our review for Companion. Go see it. Run out to see it. Pay for it, but don't watch this. If you heard me just say that, maybe it's too late, or maybe you just got back and you tuned in after you watched it.
Yeah, and keep an eye out on our crypto business.
Yeah, crypto business.
It's gonna be a running gag.
The
crypto.
KMP Bitcoin. The KMP coin.
The KMR.
Yeah, the KMP. We're no longer reviews.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Don't even know our own name. It's sad.
Where am I?
TKMP.
Where am I?
Yeah. Who am I? He's not a companion bot, but he's a robot. He's not a companion bot. I said. He's a host bot. Co-host
I don't
bot.
know if that makes it.
It doesn't.
We're both co-hosts.
Yeah, we're both co-hosts. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed this episode, the companion episode. If you did,
Like, subscribe.
yeah, if you did enjoy it, let us know by liking and subscribing and hitting
Yep.
that bell. It helps us a lot with the whole YouTube algorithm.
I hope you guys are having a good week.
Yeah.
Tell us how your week is.
Yeah, and how your weekend was, because now the
Yes.
weekend is almost over.
Talk about all your favorite movies that you want to watch.
Mhm.
Maybe something that we didn't even know was going to be in theaters.
Mhm.
Maybe not even just in theaters. Any online thing as well that we're
Yeah.
not aware of. Just blurt it out.
Mhm.
And maybe we'll review it. We'll look at it and review that.
And just like last episode, send us anything you want in our email. It'll be in the
The
description.
Not anything.
no
Don't-
horror related stuff.
Don't be those people.
horror related stuff.
anything.
It'll be in the description. Give us your collections,
Weirdos.
everything there.
There's weirdos out
Yeah,
there.
there are weirdos.
Weirdos out there. Don't be
Yeah.
the weirdo.
Don't be out. Sorry, I called you out there.
Yo.
It's a call. It's a shout out.
Shout out. You know who you are.
Yeah. So stay tuned with our socials. We post every day now.
Yep.
Daily trivia has been added to the
Yeah.
Instagram every day or every night now. Maybe like around 5, a little after 5. There'll be some daily trivia, differently themed every day for you.
Mm-hmm.
Fun, interactive on the Insta. We don't know if you play it because it doesn't tell us, but if you do, comment below if you got it right or not to let us know that you did watch it.
Yeah.
And interact with it. We're on TikTok.
Still, yeah. For now, until TikTok is back, and it's back. Who knows where it ends up? But we'll post.
Yeah, we'll post on TikTok. We'll do daily. We'll put a notification for the trivia on TikTok. So there'll be daily TikTok posts along with other clips from past episodes and stuff.
Mhm.
Obviously YouTube, Spotify,
Ask your friends for the answer.
everything. Yeah. Tell your friends. Get everybody involved. It's fun.
Ask your mother.
Yeah.
Ask your father.
Ask your sister. Ask your brother.
Ask
Ask
your baby
cousin.
sister. Ask your baby brother.
Ask everybody. Ask your companion bot if you have one. They semi-exist.
Go to sleep.
Yeah. Oh. Plot twist.
Yeah.
I'm not real. But yeah. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
for-
This was a fun episode.
Yeah. We're gonna switch it up next week. We're gonna talk about TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're not
I
gonna
think-
tell you what.
This is
but
going to
we
be
will.
the first TV. we're
Yeah.
gonna do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
the
is.
first TV centric episode.
So put your guesses on what you think we're gonna do below, because we're not gonna tell you.
Yeah.
So what do you
Maybe not
think-
until half of a week, and then
Yeah,
we'll post it.
Post it for anticipation. But
Yeah.
let us know what you think.
Yeah,
We're gonna
there's
talk about. It's current.
current.
It's not like super old. It's semi-current. So yeah,
It's 2024.
Yeah.
2020. Yeah, this last year and this year.
it's good stuff. So look forward to that, and we'll see you then.
All right.
Later.